Good morning, guys. It's RG here live from RG Avenue Studios, and I'm super excited because I absolutely love this month's card club. So it's a new time for us. Excuse our delay. We had a couple of glitches with the system, but it seems to be operating fine now. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. And again, I just want to welcome you to our March card club, which again, I think it's super adorable and super fun. And you've even seen some inspiration from some of you guys who've already have received your set or have received your digital files and have gone the extra mile on creating some fun projects. So I cannot wait. What we should do is we should probably do like a group for all of our and just card club subscribers and just kind of share the various different ideas that you create outside of the projects that we create, just so that you can get more inspiration, more ideas from the images in the significant stamp sets every month. I think that would be super cool. But how is everybody doing today?
Let's see. Well, we have Bernice Taylor.
Hi, Bernice.
So excited that she's able to attend a live class.
That's so cool. Is it because it's earlier, or do you just happen to be free this Wednesday?
Let's see here. And we also have Valerie saying hello from
Hi, guys.
Colorado.
Hi, Valerie.
Lori says hello, Joanne.
Hi, Lori.
So yes, lots of people here.
So the hair's not puffy because, of course, it's earlier in the morning, and so I typically go to the gym in the morning and shower and then go straight into the studio.
Straight to work. Yay.
Straight to work. So let's go ahead and switch over to our top view so we can get this party started. Let me zoom out a little bit because I feel like I'm taking the entire screen. Now, we've got this adorable Love Note stamp set. It is a set of 16 stamps, so it's quite a few. But I love the idea of the little guys holding a letter, and that letter can contain any type of sentiment whatsoever. Missing you, love note, celebrate, dear friend, special day. And I love it. I love it so much. So here we're going to create these 4 cards, just kind of featuring the different little guys and how they just come to life so darling. Now, one of my favorite features in this set is that it has like the mini postage stamps and the little mini heart and the badge, the seal. You can actually adorn your envelopes in a variety of different ways. So let's go ahead and get this party started.
And yes, Bernice says it is earlier for her, so I guess the timing is
good. Now, I don't know if the girls separated all of the images that needs to be stamped. It doesn't look like it. Because now what I like to do is I like us to stamp all the images first and then color them and then cut them. So let's go ahead and pull out all of the images that we're going to stamp. So it's going to be the smallest layer in every kit.
This was really nice to do this earlier too, though, because a lot of people, gives them the chance.
Yeah, and they can watch it earlier if they come out of work earlier or whatever that is.
Right. Start creating.
Start creating. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up our stamp set. Again, if you've not used your stamp set yet, you definitely want to cover it with a pink eraser.
So Brenda says she was on here way too early because of the time change. She's like, that needs to stop.
Oh, you thought it was, yeah. Is she in
Sunday.
California? Are you in California, Bernice?
No, Brenda.
Oh, Brenda.
I think she is.
All right, perfect. So you can either use your stamp positioner if you want, or whatever you like. Because I'm going to, I want it to be a super, super crisp. I'm so bad at putting my stamps away. This is from last night's live. Was it last night?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And then I just kind of leave them all cattywampus. Yeah. So we're going to get the doggy. And again, you have plenty of room for this particular one. The doggy has a balloon. So we're going to fit the doggy and the balloon there, as well as we use the celebrate. Now, of course, you can use any sentiment you want for your cards. Maybe you want them all to say happy birthday, and that way you have a whole collection of birthday cards. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and start stamping these guys.
So I know we have probably some of our viewers here creating along. I know Christy
Oh, that's awesome.
is creating. She said she started a little ahead, but she is creating along.
That's awesome. I do like the time change for the clubs. I think that it's going to be good to have it done in the morning, and then that way some of you guys can really join us live, or maybe it gives you, it's not interrupting dinner, or it's not interrupting commuting, So I think that might actually work out very well for us. So. So I'm going to try to be good, and I'm going to clean my stamp as I go. And we're ready for the next little nugget. So I'm going to grab the kitty cat. And that card uses the little seal. We've got Missing You. And we've got the little birdie.
They all fit perfect.
And they all fit perfectly. We just gotta hold down the... Not sure if that top one might be an issue, but... Ink them up.
And we have, let's see, like Brenda and Bernice, not Bernice, Lori. They like to watch first and then, go back in. Bernice, I believe she is also crafting along.
Creating along.
They're super cute. I can't even think which one is my favorite. They're all so cute.
On the little animals,
yeah.
I know, they're so adorable. They just have so many possibilities,
So you doing the doggy or the kitty or the bunny? I like them all.
Yeah.
Oh, I do agree with Brenda. She says at night it takes away from family time to watch live. So yeah, I agree with that. It does take.
Yeah, it's harder because it was harder for us. So we can only imagine, gosh, it's gonna be hard for people to interrupt their dinners or help their kids with homework or.
And actually, Brenda is in Wisconsin. I don't know why I thought she was in Cali, but she's in Wisconsin.
So sorry guys, we're just getting all of our stamping out of the way here so that we can come back and color. And we want the dear friend. And it's perfectly fine on the first run, but I am going a little extra just to make sure I have a super, super solid impression. I think it'll pop a lot more.
Cute.
They're like little card trades. They're like little. That's cute.
And we're done. They're perfect like that.
And we're done. I love this set. I think it's so stinking cute. And I love the mouse. Probably my favorite one is the mouse.
Your favorite one's the mouse?
Yeah. He looks like Topo Gigio.
Like, who's that?
He's so cute. Clearly, they're getting stuck to my fingers.
So we need our coffee since we're so quiet.
What?
I think we need our coffee. to wake up.
Definitely need our coffee. Ta-da! So adorable. All right. So now that we're done with all of our stamping, we are going to do all of our coloring. So for this, I did use Copics. But we didn't send out the color list, I don't think, just because I felt like, you know, you guys can... I think it stresses people out sometimes. Like, oh, I don't have those colors, I have to get them. And so I want to make sure that you realize that you can pretty much swap it out as long as it coordinates with the color of your cardstock. You're always going to have an amazing looking project. So I'm going to hand that over. I'm going to place this back in my container over here so I can heat set these briefly. Just because I have several layers of ink. I'm going to make sure it's dry all the way through. Excellent. So on these particular projects, I just brought in some light grays. I think I have N2 and 3 and 3. So I'm going to start with my favorite, which is the Mousy. And I like to test my colors on the grid.
And I can help you cut once you're done. If you want. If that's okay with you.
For sure.
I mean, unless you want the cutting. I'm just kidding.
So I'm just moving the color around so that I don't have the starkiness. But I so love my little gray Mousy. So I use N1, N2, and N3 just to give the little Mousy some gray. I'm also going to pull in some for my postage. And again, remember, these are just going to be layered. And I am looking for a pink for the heart. Now you can choose to add color to your envelope or not. The background for this is the gray and the purple. So if you want to bring in some of that purple, you can certainly lighten it up. Originally in my card, I used yellow because I felt like I needed to resemble cheese a little bit for my mouse. But some may have thought, RG, I think you lost it.
Brenda's letting us know that she likes having a larger piece of paper to do her stamping as opposed to a smaller piece for each image.
So is
So
the
I
one
don't
we
know if
sent
she
too small, you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure she means like, I don't know, explain it a little bit. Like, she doesn't like when there's individual pieces for each image, or was this perfect? Was that too small?
I might just drawn out a little bit. Let me find BB1, BB101. See if I can lighten the mood a little bit with some extra pink in here. Feel like my colors are drying out.
Oh no. I have to refill them. Let's look into that.
Yeah, I was told that I can refill. Who told me? Nikki, I think. What is it?
I was gonna get scissors.
This one's almost ready. So again, I added that hint of purple. I added, I've got the blues, and that way it's gonna tie into my project a little better. That's a little bit of the smokiness. And it just looks a little bit more weathered. And I lost the marker.
Wow.
This one needs to be replaced for sure. Alright, so we've got a little bit more purple in there. I've got my gray. Maybe you want to bring in a little bit of that pink into the center of his ears. Kind of cute. And definitely to his mouth a little bit.
Cute.
Cuteness. Perfect. So we're going to start cutting that one out. And then we're going to start working on the bunny here. So relaxing.
It's a relaxing kind of day. Crafting.
I like to add a little bit more texture to the envelope by just adding some stripes of color in there. On top of the light, it just gives it a little bit more pizzazz, I think. I am leaving my bunny white, but of course you can color the bunny any color you want, maybe brown, gray.
So Donna Blatz finally joined us. She said, "Oh, her hubby finally got off the computer. The nerve of him." So now she's able to be here with us. Yay!
Welcome.
And Sharon Oak says these are the cutest stamps set ever.
I do think they're the cutest. I think they're so adorable, and they've got several possibilities, I think, that will be fun to play with. All right, let's go with the doggy.
Okay, so back to the piece of paper to stamp the images. She's saying this is perfect the way we have it now. She doesn't like it when we would send, like, let's say 3-4 little pieces for each image.
Oh yeah, that's harder.
Yeah.
I actually prefer when I have a full sheet and then I get to stamp them all. That way you get all your stamping, because you know you can't really put your project together until you have all your stamping done. But I like to work in sections, so like I have all my images stamped, and you know from there I can do all the other crazy things I like to do.
So Brenda says we can refill the Copics, and you can also replace that tip since it whatever happens to your tip, you can replace that.
I just have to figure out how to do that. You know, I've never done that. I have had these Copics for years, and I've never once
had to refill
have to
them
refill
or
them or
change anything on them.
now in their defense, well, I didn't used to use them at all.
Probably used them like once or twice, and then they got put away.
Yeah, but to that note, like the fact that they didn't dry out all those years was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's so very true. They were like brand new
Yeah.
when we started using them.
Who was telling me about the doggy spot that it should be? It was Claudia. She was telling me it should be a certain color. She's like, oh, it would have been cute if his spot was
Well,
a certain
I think
color.
black.
Was it black?
Well, the spots are always different. It could be black, it could be brown.
And I said, I know, but I want it to match with the background. Because the background had yellow spots, and so that's why he made his spot yellow. But
Yeah.
feel free to spot him any way you want. My doggy's your doggy. Literally at this point.
Yeah, I guess our viewers do like to have the Copic numbers, like even though we don't want to feel like, oh, they're going to be pressured, like, oh, I don't have it and I need to get it, because some of them do want it. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try gray spot just to see. Looks like he has a black eye. So cute.
So, yeah, tell them what Copics you're using right now.
Do you want to know all these Copics?
Or you can just kind of like put them all and just show them the.
So cute spot. Okay, so for spot, I used these colors, which are BG15. Oh, this was the same. So BG15 was the color for the balloon and the outline of the envelope. I also used BG11 for the filler of the envelope. I use E00 and E13 for the doggy. I went from dark to light. And then I use N3 for the spot and the nose. Lastly, I use R20 for his little tongue. These are your doggy colors.
Perfect.
Yay! Now we're gonna switch gears over to our kitty. On the doggy, don't cut it. Don't cut the word out. It's a little strip.
Let me see it. Okay.
And we're gonna bring in the pink. R30 and R20. could also do a bluebird. That would look cute, a little bluebird. So cute. And I guess I'm making this cat a little on the yellow side. Maybe I'll bring in a little bit of orange here in a second. So it can look a little bit more
It can look like a little tiger.
like a tiger. Like a little golden tiger. Cute. So I use Y17, Y19, and Y15 for the cat. Bringing in a little pink in his ears and his nose. And we are all set. Super cute little nuggets. Alright, so now we can start the assembling process. So let's go ahead and start with our pink card base. And you should have 3 strips of our nectar stone. And of course a little bit of twine and an additional layer. So the first thing we want to do is we want to fold our card base in half. And that gives us that layer. Okay. That layer. And what I like to use sometimes, or most of the time, is my grid to line up my strips. So if you go, like, let's say, just choose the squares, and then just try to line up your squares, and then you'll always have a straight edge. And it won't go cattywampus on you. And then you can place them kind of like any way you wish. So I think I'm going to do the 2 thick strips first, and then I'll bring in the thin one. Or you can decide to go the thin one in the middle, you know, whichever you like. But I'm going to go the 2 thicker strips first. Bring it back to my grid. Give it 1 extra cube. And again, you've got that perfect spacing. So cute, guys. I love it. And then that's going to get layered onto the pink. When in doubt, pop it out. We're going to pop this guy right out just to start adding that dimension. Whoa. And I've got all the pre-cut little nuggets here that Miss G put together. so gracefully. And we're going to start by doing a little bow here. Now, this one's going to be a little different because so I've got a double bow is what I want to do. But I'm going to put in a little piece of this gingham right in between. And you can also do it after if you prefer. You know what? I don't want to confuse you, so I'll do it after, and then that way. Because what the idea is that you're adding it to that knot. So see how? Let me see if I can zoom in. We've done the double bow, and then you've got that last knot before you tighten it up. So ideally you want to put in that little piece of gingham and then tie that knot. So you've got this super cute double bow with a gingham add-on. Can you shut up? That's so cute, right?
Super cute.
You see that? Tell me you love it.
I love it. Turn into your music there, your
Turn
song.
into my tune.
Your tune.
Look how cute that is, guys. And we're going to do that to all 3 projects. So just kind of like, by the time we're done, you're going to be pros, yo.
Okay.
All right, when and done? When and done.
What?
Oh my gosh.
When in doubt.
When and done, go home.
Okay.
When and done, just go home.
I think you need to drink some more coffee.
Definitely
over
need
there.
more coffee. That's what happens when you get the early version. We're going to add a little bit of glue here to slide in that cutie patootie little ribbon we just made. That is just
They
too
love that
nice.
trick that you just
It's a
showed.
cute little trick.
Mhm.
Now we've got our dear friend. Oh, look how cute this little card of a nugget.
I've noticed that you like to use Nugget a
I
lot.
know,
Like,
Nugget
oh,
has
look at
become a
little Nugget,
thing.
Yes.
And I'm gonna add a double pop here to position my little seal of approval. I want it. Oh, I forgot I have a knife here. Look how cute that is, guys. And of course we're gonna splatter at the end, so. Now, if you don't want to cover your envelope like that, you can always add your sentiment elsewhere. Like, you don't have to add it directly onto your envelope if you don't want to cover it. I almost prefer that it be positioned, like, if you don't want it to cover your envelope, like a little offset. Like, I think that would be better than, like, random. But unless it's stamped direct, like, let's say you want to stamp it direct to the paper without popping it out, and then you bring your card the other way, that's also an option. But when you don't want to change your focal point too much from your card, so that does the trick perfectly.
Cute.
Cuteness. Card number 1, El Finito. What?
Okay.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and jump on board to. Let's jump on board to the cat, which is similar in the sense that it's got the stripes, but it's got several other layers. So let's go ahead and grab that. So now that you guys have had several months of playing with our colors and our cardstock, what do you guys think? Like, Are you in love with them yet? Are they like, they're all right. They're like, okay. It's like whatever.
It's like whatever, OG.
It's like, okay. Just more colors, it's fine. No big deal. Tell me. Similar to what we did before, we're gonna add our stripes by lining them up to the grid. And now we're gonna, oh, I forgot to zoom out, guys, sorry. Amateur. I feel like this one's cut a little wonky. It is. This one's cut a little wonky, so I'm just gonna offset it a little bit.
You're like, what happened here?
I think the girls were napping on the job.
Napping on the job. What?
So this one I'm applying direct, and I absolutely love our yellow. To be honest, guys, I usually don't use yellow because it's sometimes a little intense of a card. But this layer of this yellow, the sweet banana yellow, is perfect. It's just got the most perfect little accent to a project versus being so dominant and just kind of killing the vibe a little bit. But this is perfect.
So let's see here. So they were commenting on your question of loving our products and stuff. They love them all. Love the products. I have the colors are amazing, and yeah. Bernice said I'm so not good in coloring.
Like coloring the images. Yeah, I'm not the happiest about the coloring, but myself. But you'll see. It'll get easier because we're gonna color differently, where it's not like blending. I'm not good at blending. Okay, so this one's a little different, guys, because we don't have a double bow. We're just gonna tie a knot in between our piece of ribbon. So we're gonna tie a knot in between the piece of ribbon to just create a little extra flare. Okay, so it just kind of ties it in the center, and it's just kind of fun. And we're gonna bring in the kitty. Offset it just a little bit. Same thing, we're gonna bring in some glue. And we're gonna bring in that little knot right there. And you can decide if it's too big, just kind of trim it down. And then we've got our missing you. But we also have the little birdie and the little seal, which I think... Now, again, these guys were designed, like, if you want to add a little seal to your envelope. Look how cute that is. Just a little seal, kind of like finish it off. So in my original project, I did not add the little seal there. I added the little birdie there. I'm gonna stay with that just so that I don't confuse you too much in case you've already gone ahead. Again, I want to offset that just enough so that you can see the closure of my envelope. Then I'm going to bring the little birdie.
So they, Brenda, she loves the thickness of the paper because it gives it that richer feel and, you know, the paper weight on it. And she
Yeah,
loves,
for sure.
She also loves the colors too. She's enjoying that too. So, yeah.
And check it out. Little tiger in the jungle.
So cute.
Super adorable. Alright guys, so 2 down. How are we doing?
We're doing great.
Fantastic. Let me just pick up all my little squarey pieces. Are we ready for the next one? Let's go ahead and go to our Nectar Stone, so the lightest gray card base. And we are going to go ahead and score this in half. And we have a layer of powdered sugar and then a layer of the sweet lavender. So what we want to do is we want to adhere the sweet lavender first, and you have options. You can decide you want to pop it or you want to go direct. The one that I created originally was direct. I can pop this one to show you the difference. It'll create a fun layer of dimension if you add the pop, where it's going to simply cut off that circle edge, and then we're going to come back and pop this onto our card base. So it's just about dimension. So if you're like, you know, it's hard to mail that way, then definitely don't add that extra level of pop. But if you've got my envelope box die from my other life, then you can my other life,
Okay.
you can certainly add that to it. Okay, so here we go back to the double bow with the little nugget. This little nugget. So we're gonna do double bow. We're going to bring it in. We're going to create that loop, and it's almost ready for closure. As it's ready for closure, we're going to slide that ribbon in, and then we're going to pull. Pull, pull, pull. And we've got a double bow with that twine interlocked, with that ribbon interlocked in there. So cute. Just adds a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
You're extra.
I was about to say that. You're extra. That's so extra.
So just add that little trim. And this one is gonna be our little mousey. So I'm gonna bring in those cut out elements. Isn't Miss G amazing? She cut these all out for me.
Oh, thank you. You're so very welcome.
That's so amazing. Okay, we're gonna bring in our mousey. Kind of to the edge of that. And again, this one I went purple with the envelope. So the original I had a little bit more yellow. Because I wanted it to give me some cheese there for my mousey. But this one's gonna starve. Because it's got no cheese. What was that?
Yeah, I really liking that technique that you're showing them with the bow. Of adding
Yeah,
the
it just brings it a little extra love and pop. And you know us, we're all about extra. So we're just gonna add that in there. Hold it for a wee bit. And we can trim off the excess. And now we get to adorn it. So for this one, we have the little postage stamp, which I adore. I'm gonna double pop it. Ah. Actually, I have to triple pop. Sorry, guys, because I forgot it's on a layer. I'm gonna triple pop that little nugget. Then I'm gonna come back with my little heart in my stamp, like ta-da, so cute. And then I'm gonna bring in my sentiment. Onto my envelope. How cute is this guy? Little love note. Ta-da!
super cute.
Look how
See, they're
cute
all
that
so
is.
cute.
They're
Little
all
mouse.
so cute.
Although you said that one was your favorite, little
The
mousey.
mousey is my favorite, yeah.
Mousiness.
I'm a little partial to mouse, you know.
Well, where's Mickey Mouse?
I'm in love with the mouse, yep. We have one more to go, guys, and then we're gonna splatter a bit. Alrighty. There's our little mousey, and we're gonna come up to our last card. Last show of the night.
Oh, last card.
Last card with this little nugget. That's a lot of nugget talking.
What's with your nuggets? You want chicken nuggets?
Oh my gosh, so there was this super cutie patootie little girl that we met in Mexico. She was about 1.5 or what, just one?
She was one.
She was 1 year old, and her name was Renesme. And she was just the most adorable little nugget.
She was super
She
cute.
was super cute. She's like trying to sell us chips. Like she could barely walk, and she's just like, here, you know, there's obviously in Spanish, but she's offering us some chips because we were at a little shop, and obviously she just mimics what mom is doing, and it was just too stinking cute. Alright, so I seem to be short a circle. What?
No, it's right there.
Oh, just kidding.
Like I
Found
see
it.
it.
I was already gonna yell at Claudia.
Oh, poor Claudia.
Alright, so we're gonna start layering our circles. just like that. And then we'll trim off the excess. And we've got our cutie patootie little background here for our doggy. And we've got the same. Now this one could be a little different because I feel like I might want to add it to the doggy. So, I mean the balloon. So I'm gonna do a tighter double bow. So just so it's not as big loops, just a little bit tighter. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, knot, and bring in that ribbon. And then just close your loop. Just super cute like that because I want it to be the bottom of the, at the bottom of the balloon. For my project here. So let's go ahead and start assembling. When in doubt, pop it out. We're gonna pop this guy one more time onto our card base. I'm gonna bring in my little doggy note. Look how cute he is. Then I'm gonna bring in that balloon. But this guy's gonna go right under that.
Oh, that's cute.
See that? How cute that is?
I like that.
Why don't you marry it?
I'm already married.
Mm. Just hold that down a little bit. So adorable. And you've got a little tag that could be coming out of the balloon. So, which is exactly what we're gonna do here. And maybe just kind of create a little tear. Bend that corner a little bit. And slide that in right where that glue's drying. Look. So cute.
Adorable.
Celebrate. Alrighty. Well, we done good, guys. It's time for us to add some splatter. So let's bring all of our projects back. You can decide to do them one by one. I like to splatter them all at the same time. And this time we're going to splatter with using some of our colors that we use here. So I'm going to grab some sweet pink of our sugar drop and some some nectar stone. I've got it here somewhere. Nectar stone. So I'm gonna grab my little. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. And I'm gonna, just bring. I don't know. I shake it. I don't think you have to shake it. Bring in a few drops of the sweet pink, and I shook it again. Sorry. So you don't have to shake it, and then I shake it. And nectar stone, I've got some juicy stuff here, like leftover water, which I'm gonna dump a little bit because it's kind of icky. white in it. And I do like to use water for my to water it down a little bit. You could, if you wanted to, add direct, but I don't want it to be too overpowering. And I just want to wet my brush. I'm not bringing in too much water, and then I'm just going to grab that color. Now, if you decide, you know what, still looks a little dark, so let me bring in a little bit more water. And we're going to do our splattering here with our pink. You'll notice it'll dry the exact shade of pink. So that's, you know, right now you can't see it, but that's a little ways. Now I'm going to bring in that gray stuff. I mean, not gray stuff, but nectar stone. Just bring in that beautiful nectar stone splatter. And it just really ties in the project super cool. I think, like, it almost looks like confetti, like a celebration. I'm going to zoom in here in just a second. Or I'm going to pick up my... Well, let me zoom in. So here we've got our little mousey with our sweet pink and our nectar stone splattered. And our super adorable dear friend. And this will also dry a lot faster than some of the other splatters that I've used in the past because it's dye based. So look how cute this one came out with the balloon. And there you have it.
Super cute.
All in a day's work. Whoops, sorry, wrong way. Super adorable. And again, you guys get to decide. So this is my original with the yellow envelope, and then the new one with the purple darker tone envelope. I love that. I love that a lot. And then I also went a little bit darker on the envelope for the doggy. I think it's a great contrast. And what do you think?
Super cute. They came out very adorable.
Absolutely, they came out super fun. And it's always great to be able to bring these to life and bring all these projects to life so that we can just kind of see the different ideas. Like from here you can create tags, these could also be super adorable little planner clips. Super cute. I can't wait to see them as planner clips. But super fun idea to be able to bring to life. Guys, thank you so much for absolutely being amazing, for being a part of our card club, because it's one of my favorites every single month. And it's just a great opportunity to just make 4 coordinating beautiful cards, and we get to bring them to life together. Now, I know some of you are going to be catching the replay. Thanks again for joining us for the replay, and I hope that you've had as much fun as we had currently during the recording. Any questions for me?
No, just super cute. They love the cards. Love them.
Yes, guys, we absolutely love them. They're super adorable. I can't wait to see what other projects you create with this set. And again, thank you so much for being a part of our card club. I absolutely love everything about our gathering every single month. And I get so excited when the new card club is going to come to life, because then you get to play and you get to see it all come to life as we create together. Guys, thanks again for joining us. Remember to continue to create and capture so that we can bring hope to those around us. Until next time, adios.